Welcome, everybody, to Let's Go Polling. Every Monday night, we do this, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Full house tonight. This is the Diesels in Dark Corners Takeover show. This is one of the most fun events to attend in a year. It's perfect timing for us Midwest pollers because we had that little bit of a break. Wayman knows what I'm talking about. Well, we're polling in Texas a couple weeks ago, but most of us in the Midwest were done in September, and we get about a month off. I'm like, hey, man, let's load up and head for Georgia. So I'm going to introduce everybody. I'm going to make them big on the screen, and they're going to tell us who they are. So who's up first? That's me. Let's see. I'm Jason Schultz. Well, it's not working, Larry. It's not working.
Well, I am not the IT guy. I'm the tech and safety guy.
I'm supposed to just drag it in there. There we go.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Mike Idle. Jason calls me the super fan. I'm a diehard truck and tractor pulling enthusiast. Been a huge fan my entire life. I'm a high school teacher by trade, but pulling fan by heart. Made enough noise through social media and other platforms that Jason kind of started bringing me along, and he hasn't shut me up yet. So I try to give the report from what the fans are seeing, what we're asking, and just kind of bring anything I can to the show. Opening statement for tonight is I wish I lived a lot closer to Georgia.
Fair enough.
Hello, I'm Ryan Merritt. I'm the one of the owners of Liberty Truck and Track Pulls. I'm president, been president for 5 years now, and also one of the promoters for Diesels and Dark Corners. Glad to be here, and hope that we see everybody in a couple of days. Looking forward to it.
Hey, I'm Jason Wayman, owner of No Way Man Diesel. I also have the pulling truck Megatron and the 3.0 Limited Pro Diesel truck class. Looking forward to this Georgia pull. Never been before.
You never been there?
Never have. My truck's been, but I have not.
I know your truck's been down there. How awesome is that? If you're watching in the comments, let us know where you're watching from, please. And then let us know if you're going to Diesels and Dark Corners or if you plan on watching on our live stream. So type in the comments. Larry, it won't let me make you big. Oh, there you go. Okay.
I'm big enough on my own. Trust me. I'm actually the resident tech safety storyteller guy on this show because, I started pulling in 74 and been a tech and safety guy since 92 and just took a job. I'm now a safety and tech advisor for the Pro Pulling League and excited to start a new chapter. But I come on here about every Monday night. I don't know. I guess I'm the comic relief, Jason says.
We all love you, Larry.
It's great light. It's great lighting is all I got to say. I'm the one with the great lighting.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Hey guys, I'm Nathan Vegg. I'm a mechanical engineering student at the University of Kentucky. I'm about to graduate this December, so looking forward to that. When I'm not at school.
Oh, cats. I lagged him out.
What happened? He froze. Man, Nate's got sweet hair. I'm going to take a picture of that real quick. Brady, take your picture of your screen, Brady, and post that on your Facebook. We'll have some fun with it.
Is it cold where he is? Because he froze.
I'm not sure. Gonna have a little fun with that. I'm gonna bring up Brady next. Hopefully Nate will come back on there. There's the spinning wheel of death. Spinning wheel of death.
What's up, guys? We're Brady and Trenton Ingram, brother. We run the Shy Diesel Pro Stock truck, and Georgia's one of them pulls that we look forward to every single year. So can't wait to get down there and get back to it.
Hey, those big checks, Brady. You know you can take those to the bank and cash them, buddy.
Yeah. They look pretty cool in the room, though.
No, they do. I do that. So before I go to somebody else, dude, Diesels and Dark Corners has been good to your family or your truck.
Yes, it has treated our family and our truck pretty good over the years.
Yeah, I like it. We're excited to see you. Excited to see you. Here's our semi truck pullers, Scott, Mark, and Beth. Tell us about who you are. They have badass semi trucks, guys. Okay,
We're Mark and Beth Scott. We have semi-class. We've been fortunate enough to be at Diesel and Dark Corners for several years now, and Ryan and his crew do a great job, and we're really looking forward to seeing them here a couple days.
We can't wait to see your trucks. They're awesome. They're awesome. There's a little bit of a delay there, but they're awesome. So.
All right, so we'll try this again. Apparently didn't have a laptop plugged in. Nathan Veg. I'm a mechanical engineering student at the University of Kentucky, and I'm about to graduate this December. So looking forward to that. But I'm not at school in my free time. I do a little truck pull on the side. My dad and I campaigned the Jumpin' Jack Flash Ford out of Shelbyville. This will be our 6th year. Diesels in Dark Corners, and a little tidbit: it's the one event that we've been to every year. So looking forward to getting down south this weekend.
Awesome. And you're going to go work at Tesla, right?
Yeah, moved to Texas in January.
Awesome. I own a Tesla. Okay, so I love it. So
That's awesome.
everybody calls me a Democrat now, Nathan. I just really because it drives itself. It drives itself.
Well, you just don't tell them you got a 5-year-old kid hired to touch the steering wheel ever so often so you can keep sleeping. No, it's true. I've seen him do it. I seen him at Hillsborough. He had a 5-year-old kid walk around. He goes, "What do I do now?" And you said, "Just touch the wheel, man."
Well, I guess it's my turn. Matt Hart from Stewart, Illinois. I make my living as an auctioneer. I tend to be one of the fastest talking people most people know, except for my circle. And I'm lucky enough to watch polls from the best seat in the house most of the summer for the Illini State Pullers, and lucky enough to do 2 PPL shows this last year. So super excited to be here and just hanging out. I'm jealous everybody gets to go to Georgia this weekend.
Matt, we'll be driving right through your area Wednesday night, so just jump in the motorhome. You can help us with Beer Money Pulling TV.
Oh, I'd love to. I've got 5 auctions in 3 days, so I'm going to have to miss the fun, but I'd love to hop in with my thumb out in the wind.
Okay. Well, next year, buddy. We'll get you down there next year, okay? Thank you for coming on the podcast. We enjoy having you on, Matt. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I look forward to it.
Save the worst for last.
Yep, pretty much.
OJ Graysick, part of the Full Pull team, here to talk about. We've got some great games launching for Diesels and Dark Corners. We're going to be there in person with the trailer. So excited to talk about that tonight, as well as my future 2024 season taking over in the Full Pull two-wheel drive truck.
What? You're driving the
you
truck
know
next year? What?
Chase doesn't know it either, but yeah.
Hey, make sure they show you how to chain it down so it doesn't come out the back of the truck when it's going down the road. Okay. Okay. So. Hey, shout out to the No Practice podcast. I've never laughed that freaking hard in my life. It's every other one. What? Yeah, give us the stats on that, OJ.
Yeah, No Practice podcast every 2 weeks on Wednesday. So our episode 3 is this Wednesday in 2 days. We've got some special guests coming up. I'm not yet allowed to announce, but it should be some good ones. Again, it's a lot of fun. We talk. We've got Tyler Slaw, Adam Kester, and Chase Richardson, 3 mini drivers that pull across all the different organizations, and they talk a little bit about the sport. They talk a little bit about rule changes, about what we could do to help grow it. But then, as I mentioned, about 50% of it is nonsense. So we call up, some of our favorite segments are. One of them is a local establishment spotlight, where we feature a bar or a restaurant in one of the pulling towns that we visit. We call them up on the spot, convince them to name a menu item after the No Practice podcast. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. Check it out. We live stream it every Wednesday on Facebook and YouTube, but then you can download the podcast in any of your favorite podcast apps.
Awesome. Well, let's go back to full screen here with everybody. Ryan, this has got to be the most stressful but yet fun week of your life, I would assume, every year, buddy.
Yeah, it is. It's going pretty smooth this year, though. Feels like we got it all under control. We're a little ahead of schedule. We had a good Saturday work day, so just got a little odds and ends to wrap up, and we'll be ready.
Awesome. What's it like? The weather forecast looks awesome, so I just want to get that out of the way right now. So.
Yeah, it's going to be 0% chance both days. I think Friday's 65 of a high, maybe 40 of a low, and Saturday's 71. So like 40 6, 7 of a low. So it's going to be perfect weather for Georgia. So
Ryan, with the poster on the screen, can you just kind of give us the overlay of everything, from the promoter hat?
yeah, we kick off Friday. The pulling starts at 5 o'clock. 6 o'clock on Friday. Gates open at 3 p.m. on Friday. Admission's $20 per person. Kids 10 and under are free. $10 military ID admission. And Saturday we start at pulling at 6 o'clock. But we have stuff going on through the day. Show and shine starts, I believe, at 11 o'clock that morning. Our gates are open at 10 o'clock that morning for Saturday. We got pulling classes going to be 2.6 Pro Street, 3.0 Limited Pro, 3.6 Pro Stock trucks, Super Stock diesel trucks. Got Pro Farm 8,500 pound Pro Farm tractors, and the 4.1 Hot Street semis. We're pulling both days. So if you can't make it, watch it on Beer Money Pulling TV.
Yes, please. Yes, please. All right. So Ryan, this is your show tonight. You took over. Do you want to talk to Wayman, Brady, Nathan? Who do you want to talk to next? The Scots?
Whoever wants to go first.
Wayman, I'm going on you because you're my friend. You have a good first name. Jason, what have you heard about your truck's been to the event? How did it do? Who drove it for you in the past?
I had a buddy from Kentucky take it. It's been several years back. I think he was definitely top 10, both hooks. So I don't know. Everybody says the track down there is one of the best tracks that we're going to get to pull on, and it'll take whatever I can throw at it. So this being the last pull of the season, I'm definitely going to give it the truck all that it has left in it.
That's what I like to hear. Every fan just went, yay!
I don't care if it blows up or blows apart. It's gonna go down the track.
I love it. I love it. All right, Brady, let's grab Brady Ingram here. Let's see what he's got to say. Come on, you can do it. It's not you, Brady. It's me. It's not you, Brady. It's me. There he is, Brady. Talk to us.
So we've had pretty good luck down at Georgia. Our truck seems to like it. Dad, he knows how to kind of set it up for down there. I think we've won just about as many super stock hooks down there as we've won 3.6 ones. But yeah, just great track, hospitality. They treat you like family, and it makes that 10-hour drive a whole lot shorter whenever they treat you like that. So
it does. Now, what's your brother's name again? Sorry, I didn't write it down, Brady.
Trenton.
Tracy?
Trenton.
Have you driven the truck before? I didn't even know you exist. I just thought it was the Brady Ingram show, and that's it. So.
Not yet. He'll probably take it over middle of next year whenever he turns 16.
Oh wow! He's a youngster.
Mm-hmm.
He's a youngster. So awesome. I love it. Do you have any stories about your brother Brady that you want to tell us right now on national podcast?
Oh.
No, I was asking him to tell us stories about you.
No, I know. I'm just.
Oh, he's nervous.
You tell us stories.
I don't know.
If you two got into a wrestling match, like one of you pissed each other off, who's gonna win?
Me.
You look tougher. You do look like. Can you flex for me? Can you show me some guns?
Wow.
No.
There was no hesitation with that response.
Yeah, he was right on that right away.
Larry will flex. Come on, Larry.
No. I'll never forget the time Jason asked me to flex, and no, I'm not doing it.
Hey, Brady, are you swapping turbos this year to run from the 3.6 to the super stock?
Yes. Yeah, we will.
Doug Borth, our general manager, we have so many people on the show tonight. I kicked him off and put him in the green room, so he's watching from the green room tonight. So, but that's good. Brady, how many super stock diesels do you think are coming?
I'd say we might be close to 10. I know Keith Witt, he's going to be bringing both of his. So
Did you hear that, Merritt? Did you hear that?
Yeah, I think we're going to have really good numbers in both class. Me and Nate, we've been talking about it this week, and I think we're going to have double digits in dang near both classes. So that's going to be really good numbers.
I love it. Nate, what are you hearing from all the tractors and truckers?
Yeah, like Brandy touched on, we were kind of configuring some numbers earlier today through text back and forth, and I think we counted maybe anywhere from 9 to 11 3.6 trucks that we'll think will definitely be there. So anytime you can get those kind of numbers in an event, especially to being that far away from where everybody's kind of centralized, that's a big deal. And with it being the last event of the year, everybody's willing to lay it on the line, so something to look forward to.
Now, I don't want to jinx it, but everybody loves your truck, and that Ford has been kicking your and your dad's ass for years. I feel like the last couple of months things have gotten dialed in. Is that? I know we're not jinxing it. You don't want to get cocky, but that truck's running good.
Yeah, like you said, we love coming to Georgia every year, and other than maybe like 1 or 2 passes out of 6 years coming there, it's been pretty brutal to us with just about everything you can think of going wrong. But this summer took some time away from everything and kind of changed our approach and our program, and got some different things going on back home that have definitely helped us a lot. And looking forward to putting it all in the box tomorrow night and coming down to Georgia and seeing what we can do this year.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Michael Asher, he runs the show and Shine Helps. He says going to see Brady go 39 mile an hour. So that's Jason Wayman. When those guys are going 39, it's a good hook and track. Okay, buddy. For sure. Mark and Beth, how long have you guys been coming to the Diesels and Dark Corners, Mark and Beth, with the semis? We give theirs a little bit of a delay.
I think this will be our third year.
And and you guys live in Ohio, right?
Yep, just south of Toledo.
Give us the basic specs of the 4-1. Am I saying it right? The 4-1 semi truck class. What are the basic rules of that class, and who do you guys pull with back at home? Is there an association or?
We pull with Hardin County tractor pullers quite a bit. Western Michigan pullers, Battle of the Bluegrass. We were invited to go to Pine Tops, North Carolina for our first hook of the year. And then we go to the Big Iron Classic in Casson, Minnesota, pretty much every year. 4-1 semi is just pretty much a 4-1 Charger, Cat, Cummins, whatever you want to run. Solid rear axle, fifth wheel hitch. That's the basics of it.
How long of a drive is it for you guys from home down to White Plains, Georgia?
It'll be 11 and a half, 12, depending on traffic.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. Ryan, there's pullers coming from all over the country. I just saw somebody said they're coming from Canada. We had you on a podcast a couple weeks ago, and you said, I can't believe, Alice and Pepper, Ontario, Canada, coming 17-hour drive. What's that make you guys feel like as promoters to have people literally coming from all over the North America to your event this coming weekend?
It's crazy how it's got to this point, but it's very humbling, and we appreciate every one of them that come, near and far. But it's something else when people drive from that many hours to come see the event.
Do you think when do you think you'll start seeing pullers, or do you already have pullers on the grounds, Ryan?
Brian Shue showed up Sunday. Sunday morning, and he took Hank's old church van to he's got family that lives in Brooklet, Georgia, and I think some of them are going to Tybee Island. So,
okay,
for a little mini vacation before the event starts.
Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Mike, as a super fan, and just watching this event on Facebook and social media, what are your thoughts about it? What do you think makes this event so unique?
So one big thing, and we talked about this last weekend, and you hit on it at the beginning of the show. Anytime, so pulling's sweetheart is the Midwest of the United States, if you want to look at it that way. It just kind of fits here in the middle, or at least that's how we see it. But when things start coming to a close for natural reasons in late September, early October for us, whether you be a fan or you be one of these truck and tractor pullers, fans aren't done watching. You know, we're definitely not done watching. And I think the pullers, and I think Wayman kind of touched on this a little bit, there's a little bit left in that truck to give for 2023, and he kind of wants to go out there and lay it down and see what it's got. So now that we live in a world where pulling is becoming more accessible, more globalized, when you can get to these standalone pulls where you're not fighting, you know, a whole bunch of other pulls in the Midwest, it becomes a destination pull. And so that draws us in as fans. You know, with this is the pull we get to watch this weekend. And I think then it pulls in the pullers, and they say, this is where we want to go. And then that just kind of builds a snowball effect, because every year it draws more and more attention. The date works perfect, and it scratches that itch. You know, November, normally we're going through the pulling blues right about now. But if you can get down south where the weather's a little bit more cooperative, we can watch truck and tractor pulling. And when you've got people like you guys, Beer Money, who's going to, you know, live stream it to the rest of us, then that's absolutely huge. It allows the sport to become not just an indoor, outdoor, you know, but a continual all the way through the calendar sport. And it becomes a destination pull. That, and you add a really, really cool name like Diesels and Dark Corners, and that just sticks in a fan's head. So that becomes something that we naturally look for all those reasons. And I just feel like these types of pulls this time of year are growing. And I think those are the factors for it, and it makes it exciting on every end of the sled.
Well said. Well said. OJ, the streaming, obviously, you know, we're doing it, beermoneypulling.tv, and I'm really excited about it. Like I told Ryan, if it does well next year, then I want to help pay for a big screen to come in and throw more sponsors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I know with like streaming, OJ, I get excited about the future with the wagering side of it coming, where people are going to want to watch that live stream while they're making their picks. And I know live money is coming next year for full pull, or at least that's what I've been told by you guys.
Yep.
The importance of the live stream, and with what full pull's trying to accomplish, to really put more eyeballs on the sport, because everybody's like, oh, full pull, they just want to turn it into gambling. Talk about the true vision behind full pull and why you're doing what you're doing to grow the sport, and how you plan to do it.
Yeah, well, we don't just want to turn it into gambling, although that's a component of what we're doing. I think, you know, if you've been following what we've been trying to achieve this year, we haven't had any real money gambling all of 2023, yet we've been doing a lot of really cool things. So, putting free-to-play games out there where you can win free prizes, but even more importantly, a lot of the content that we're creating that shines a little bit more of a spotlight on the sport. I think Michael said it well when, we're trying to create more exposure. These promoters are doing outstanding things with these events. These pullers put a lot of effort and a lot of resources into their rigs. And, we all know that there's not a lot of compensation, I should say, a lot of prize money still into this. So they do it because they love it. So, we're trying to produce content that shows the drivers, shows the events, shows what the promoters are doing, what this does for a lot of these small town USAs. And we're bringing people into the sport, but also helping the passionate fan engage more. So, one of the cool things, I don't even know if Ryan knows this, but we're getting close to a real money format. We're going to have that in 2024. And we're actually switching our game format over for Diesels and Dark Corners. So the free-to-play game is going to still be there, so you can watch on Beer Money Pulling TV and then play our games. But the cool thing about the game coming up this next weekend is you get sort of play money, and you can wager on different pullers throughout the 2-day event. You'll see a live leaderboard, and they'll actually be self-adjusting odds. So if you think about like horse betting, we're going to have a format where based on what people are wagering in this play money, and it's all just play money we give to you. The odds will adjust, and you can adjust your payouts, and everybody will be competing throughout the 2-day event for over $1,000 in cash prizes. So really excited about this weekend. It's the first time we're going to be doing this, and it should be getting fans a little bit closer to what sort of a wagering aspect could look like. But again, that is maybe 20% of what we're doing. And even when we bring real money into the sport, we're always going to have free games to play. We're always going to have the ability for people to engage, even if they don't like the wagering side of it.
Well said. Well said. Ryan, I'm going to bring you back on the screen for a second. I think once I push the right button. Ryan, how did Diesels and Dark Corners get its name?
Probably back in the 70s when my dad and all his friends were growing up over in our community is called Liberty, outside of White Plains city limits. That part where the track is located is one of the last, I guess, points of civilization on that road, and they would call it, growing up, they would call it Dark Corners because there's no street lights, or it's the last couple of houses on that road. So when we changed over from doing a smoking event, joint venture with smoking, I always had this name, Diesels and Dark Corners, in the back of my head in the early 2000s. So when we took over the event, just Liberty Truck and Tractable, this diesel event, we changed it for that, Diesels and Dark Corners. It was kind of catchy, and it's now turned into something pretty big now. So that's what the Dark Corners is. When you go there, you'll kind of figure it out. When we pull it at night, it's even with the lights, it's still got a shadow or darkness at the track. So a little eerie feeling, especially for like you're into October, November. So
Cody Patrick says, make sure all last year's belts winners bring them back with them this year, Ryan. So
yep. Got see, Norm won 1, JW Oliver won 2-6. Can't remember the other ones. I think the other ones offhand, but yeah. Each the winner of on Saturday gets take home the we got a belt for each truck pulling class for 2-6, 3-0, and 3-6 class, and they'll get their name tag on the belt for when they win it. So,
oh, neat.
Something to shoot for.
Larry, if you were to win a belt, how big would that belt need to be, Larry, to get around you, sir? So.
It would be extra, 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 extra large. 4 extra large. But thanks for asking, Jason, and I really appreciate. I'm glad I got this great lighting because your questions deserve it. At least the questions of me.
Brady, is your truck all loaded? Did you just type in the comments, ready to roll?
Yeah, I got the truck loaded and our belt from last year.
Oh, so the belt, you can't show the belt right now?
Not right now, no.
Yeah. So the belt, that's a cool idea. How many years ago did they start that, Brady? Do you remember? Or Ryan?
See, they didn't have the Super and the 3-6 one until last year, but I think they done the 2-6. The 2-6 belts. Yeah. A few years
I think it's the third year, I think, if I'm remembering right. So hopefully Cody will get the rest of maybe a super stock and some maybe 4-1 semis are pretty seeing like they're staying as a class that everyone loves. So maybe we'll get that here soon next year. Belt for them. So
Cody Patrick says Brady has this checks as wallpaper. I love it.
Cody's one of our big supporters. He owns Down South Diesel up the road. He's one of my friends that grown up together. So he helps us out some of the tech and organization of the event. So we appreciate Cody helping us and sponsoring and doing some things like the big checks and the belts for pullers to take home.
Matt Hart, if you could unmute yourself, this is your first time on the Let's Grow Pulling podcast. You're going to be one of our panel starting now. What do you think of this so far? What are your thoughts?
I'm excited for this. I was actually just looking up the population of White Plains, Georgia, and the big Google machine tells me there's 252 people. Is that right, Ryan?
Probably.
Okay.
In the city limits areas. Yeah, probably
okay.
So.
And sure, that's about a town like I'm from. How many people come to the poll then? What's your attendance usually like?
Last Saturday, the past Saturday, it was probably getting to be about 3,500 to 4,000.
Awesome.
If it's going to be good weather, like I feel like this time, we're going to hit 5,000.
Fantastic. So you're 200% population increase. That's just outstanding. It's like your local gas stations and watering holes got to be pretty happy with it too, right?
Yeah. Well, if you see where it's at, it's even more amazing because there's no convenience store within 10 miles. So it's in the middle of nowhere.
So tell everybody bring their coolers then, huh? Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Perfect.
That's right.
No, I love those small town ones. You know, when I grew up watching this stuff, we're in a town of about 400, and just like you said, it brings everybody in. So that's the big thing. And you know, Georgia's beautiful country there, so I'd encourage everybody to make the trip to see it. Y'all are in a pretty good, quiet part of the world down there, which is nice. Y'all can make some noise.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it truly is Diesels and Dark Corners. Like the first time we ever came down there, we rolled in at night. And I thought I teased Merritt. I'm like, I could hear the banjos playing, but he didn't.
The strings are pretty tight.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time.
Some of these places should love you, Ryan, with all this traffic. How's I'm looking it up now. How's Holcomb's barbecue? You think they'll be busy?
It is probably rated. It's probably top. It's usually rated top in Georgia, and it runs up there nationwide. So. If you get a chance, go to Hawkins Barbecue in White Plains. They got a sawdust floor, so it's
nice.
They do.
We're going, Dorkborg.
Yeah. Jason, it's right there, close to where y'all are staying at the lodge.
Awesome.
So
awesome. Chuck Dutter, what are the chances of securing an ice vendor for the weekend, Mr. Merritt?
We've done that probably 3 years ago. Tried that. Our local ice vendors they outrageous on the prices. It was going to be like $15 a bag here. We checked for a small bag, so it just wasn't feasible for us to do it.
Michael Asher says, if you're staying at the lodge, go to the Iron Fort Cafe. It's great. Justin Chalker, I must owe Justin $20. I'll never forget the first year I met Jason Schultz. Oh, thanks. I owe you $20, Justin. So. Ian Gross, Adam Matthew Wilson. The pictures of the track always look awesome. Adam's right. The sunset there is amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Oh, yeah. That's when we were trying to get a viral TikTok. We stood in my underwear, Doug Borth and I did in the pond. Do you remember that, Doug? I got to try to find that video. So, that was fun. For those of you to watch, we got a bunch of people watching. Make your predictions for 2.6, 3.0, 3.6, and Super Stock Diesel, Pro Farm, and Semis. Who do you think's going to win? Type them in the comments. Type the class, and who do you think's going to win? We'll have a little bit of fun like that. Wayman, Kincaid's got that belt last year. How many head-to-head matchups have you had with the hill truck this summer?
We haven't had a whole lot of matchups. I'd say maybe 3.
Okay.
The first one was out here in Missouri at Platte City. He brought it up, and we got lucky and got around him there. But the other 2, like Scheid and Wagglers, I had a few complications at those events.
Wagglers, it might have been track choice, Wayman.
Maybe. But
maybe.
hey, it's either going to be a hero or a zero.
No, it's fine. I've done it before. I can tell you some stories about some of my decisions, but that's not about me. So Skylar Leaper's coming in with 3-0 Hill Brothers construction truck. So that's his pick to win the 3-0s. I'm excited to see OJ. So do you think once you get some lineups, we can see some legitimate favorites where the betting line is with the fake money? Am I saying that right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's what's going to be different is you're going to know who the favorites are because the odds are going to automatically adjust. So yeah, you could track that at any point in time and see where the fake money is going.
Ryan, do you understand how cool this is going to be for your event?
Oh yeah.
I mean, there are going to be people all over the United States doing this, and then I don't think there's another big pool going on anywhere in the country. And if there is, I'm not making fun of it. I'm not sorry, but all eyes are on White Plains, Georgia, this weekend, and that's what makes your event, Ryan. The timing's so perfect, buddy, so perfect. So, yeah, Mark Ostrander, he likes the Scott semis 1 and 2, so I like that. There's always a little bit of delay with Mark and Beth. I wonder if Beth beats Mark or Mark beats Beth, how the sleeping arrangement is after that. We got to check in on that a little bit. See. S.A. Butler, how many total trucks and tractors can we expect to see this year? You think, Ryan, what's a good gut?
I mean, we're probably going to see, 90 plus trucks and tractors. Probably closer to 100.
Wow.
It's just, the 2.6 trucks would always come out good. 3.0s coming out good. And now, like me and Mr. Mark talked, the semis are going to have a good class, and super stock's going to have a good full class of 10 or 11, and 3.6 could be 12, so that all those classes are going to be, have good showings.
I've seen Adam with Built Diesel Mafia really hit the semi-truck pages hard in the polling groups on social media, Ryan, encouraging everybody to come. Is Brett Roberts coming, Wayman? Do you know, with the 4-1, or Richard Dahr, or any of those guys?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't talked to him lately.
Okay. Just curious about that. Ian Gross says, I hope Adam wins it, but I think Tuttle gets it because he's does awesome against a big class. Jason, are all the points champions of the 3-0 class going to be there? Because you got Western Series. Stahl got Outlaw. Is he coming? Stahl coming?
Me and him are traveling down together. We're leaving Wednesday morning.
Nice.
Awesome.
Who are some of our other points champs?
Got the Gambler. The Gambler won the Midwest series. Kincaid won the Epic series.
So it's going to be the best of the best.
Yeah, it should be a good one. I'd say we'll have over 30 3.0 trucks. No problem.
Awesome. Yeah, this is your all's Louisville, for lack of better terms. The best of the best is going to be there. So I love it. Quite a few. Doug's watching in the green room. Says quite a few are coming from Wisconsin, the 2.6 class as well. I always feel like Wisconsin, the cheese curd state, brings a lot of attention down to diesels and dark corners, Ryan.
Yes, they always bring us, some samples of cheese curds, usually cooler fulls of cheese curds.
Mike Asher says Brian Shrew got NTPA West Side. And that's what we're doing is, like, you guys, the best of the best are going to be in Georgia in a couple of days. And that track, Wayman, everything you've heard about the track is good. Because, us Midwestern people, we see that red dirt and we're like, whatever. No. It's legit, Wayman. It's legit. So, is Chad Mackey still helping with your track, Ryan?
He is. He's going to be down Thursday. Nice. So he's helping Red Dirt Motorsports with Chad. So.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how the odds shake out. That's going to be fun. Go ahead, Ryan.
Also, we got to maintain the track, we got Jeff Burton and Ted Ferguson with the Jeff's 806 and Ted's 4010 to maintain the track.
Is that the narrow front with the scraper and the roller built in one?
That's right, all together. The scraper scrapes up under the underbelly of both of them, and they pulling the roller. So they're going to maintain it and help us, get a good time in between the hooks, maintaining it. So they're all excited about helping out. So
where are they coming down from, Ryan?
Is it Ohio? Yeah, I think it's Ohio.
Larry, why do you think we're starting to see so many of those setups like that for the speed?
Well,
scraping?
Jim Miller had basically the first one that everybody's seen, but it's just it's a good utility type vehicle that can roll and scrape at the same time, and most of them have water on the back or on the back of the blade, either one, and it cuts out another vehicle having to be. And honestly, the way the new tractor situation is, even if you got a Case or a John Deere sponsor, they're hard pressed to get a tractor that's not front wheel assist that turns short enough to do it. And so these guys have taken upon themselves to builders, 4 or 5 of them now in the country, especially in my neck of the woods. And there's a need for them, and they're fulfilling that need. It's just like anything else, supply and demand, and they're really a neat way to build a track and maintain a track. But the fact that Chad's coming over and helping you, that right there is a plus. Chad's excellent. I call him the Jim Miller of the South. He can take a red dirt track and build the same kind of track that Jim Miller could build up here.
I watched him do it in Raleigh, Larry, at the state fair.
Yep. Very good track builder.
Mark and Beth, I know there's a little bit of a delay, but you said, do you think there's 10 to 12 trucks coming? Are they all coming from Ohio, or are they spread out at all?
No, I think several from Pennsylvania. Our friend, I'm not sure if Monty's coming or not.
Lee Probacek?
He's got an 81 cab over Kenworth that runs really good.
Monty's
I'm not
coming.
sure about
He-
Daryl
that's-
Fannin and his bunch,
Monty is coming?
Yeah.
but normally they're there. So, yeah, Lee Probacek.
Nice.
I'd say it's going
Nice.
to be probably 8 to 12, Brian.
That's going to be great. That is going to be great. Brandon Ward says Widowmaker will be there. Truck, love that. Or no, be there. Truck, love that track last year. Welcome, Brandon. Chad Mackey is watching their track builder. I've worked with them in PA. They're awesome. Awesome, Chad. Adam Wilson says Ted and Jeff are awesome. Nothing better to groom a track. Ted's been doing it for a long time with the setup. It's the way to do it.
Chad needs to forward me that $2 he owes me for the plug on the fact he builds tracks good. If he's watching, he can just go ahead and send me my PayPal account that $2 for the plug.
Yeah, what's your PayPal handle, Larry? Maybe we can
Yeah,
try to
I'm not telling you. You'll
Okay.
send me a request for money. No.
Mandy Massey, Monty's coming. Nathan Hood, can we get the class scaled in before the class starts, or someone lining us up in tight line to speed that process up any? Ryan, that's for you.
Yeah, we'll get Hank on that. He's at the starting line, so yeah.
Good
Hopefully
deal.
we can get that. We'll get that. We got since we're not running the scrape and all, the packer and all that, our crew, we got extra hands, so we'll have somebody
And
finding people and
fans, what
lining them up.
What they're talking about is there's so many in the class. They all want to watch each other pull, but if you're later in the class, you don't get to watch the pull because you're still going across scales. He's not ripping on diesels and dark corners.
Oh,
They
yeah,
just
yeah.
want to get them lined up ahead. I just want to make sure everybody understands that
Yeah,
Nathan's
I
not
got
being
you.
a dick. So Chad Mackey says we'll call it even on the scooter repair from Louisville. Larry.
I seem to have forgotten that. Okay, Chad, I'll back off. But next time I give you a plug, it'll cost you. My mobility, it wasn't a mobility scooter. It was actually it's what I was using for a mobility scooter. And him and Logan Thomas took it upon themselves when I said, please fix my junk. And they fixed it for me. You should see Jason Bramer and Chad Mackey in my Ford Ranger at the time going to find parts in Louisville. It was awesome. It was great.
That would be that would be funny. Hey,
It was more fun to see me and Jason in the Ranger.
I saw a Facebook post at the return of the corn fed or whatever he calls his truck. Did he buy it back or?
Corn fed, yes. He bought it back. It's got a different body on it, but it's essentially the same chassis and the same engine. It's got a Chevrolet body on it now, but yes, he did buy it back, and it'll be out for 2024. Yeah.
Nice. Brady, how many of your friends that know about the event are coming down with you? Because it's a long ways. What is it from your house down to White Plains, Georgia?
It's about 10.5 hours.
Okay. So yeah, it's hard for everybody to come. I'm excited about the live stream, Brady. I think a
Oh,
lot of
yeah.
people are gonna watch it because this event. We're pretty excited about it. So
Yeah, especially for like family. Mom's got to stay home at work. Trenton's got to stay home for school and stuff. So it makes it nice. Grandma and grandpa, you just pull it up on the TV and it makes it nice.
yeah, I agree. So beermoneypulling.tv, everybody. Shameless plug, but I'm not afraid to do that because I'm a promoter. And I'm just really, really glad that Liberty's letting us work with them and having fun with all that. OJ, what's the best ever that Full Pulls had for signups or downloads in a weekend? I want to crush it this weekend, buddy.
Oh, geez. Yeah, that's going to be, I don't know off the spot.
It had to be Bowling Green.
Well, no, it wasn't.
No, the internet sucked, right?
Yeah. Bowling Green's internet was horrible. It was actually, if I'm thinking of the event, it was probably Chapel Hill or Fort Recovery. Were two really good ones. But yeah, we probably need to get up to like I'd say when we're getting about 1,000 players, we're doing pretty good.
I think we have a chance again because there's all eyes on this event, and then I don't know. We haven't really highlighted the 3.0 trucks or the 2.6 trucks or the 4.1 semis with the full game before because we've always been at like a Grand National or a big Outlaw Hook or a PPL event. I'm excited for this for Full Pull from that perspective, OJ.
Yeah, we're going to push it hard, like you said. There's not as probably not as many other events going on, I would assume. And between Beer Money and Full Pull, we'll definitely be getting the word out there. So and it's great. Like when you have a good live stream, it helps a lot for people that are remote, so they can participate and watch it at the same time.
Yeah, and then this is a perfect. And Nate, I want to come to you next. Been trying to bounce around and talk to everybody. Justin Chalker says, I just downloaded the Full Pull app this week. Yeah, get the app downloaded, and then once the games are up, you'll get alerts, you'll get emails. And we don't want your credit card, guys. We just want you to download the app and get on there. So get on it now. It's a lot of fun. And then the following week, we're going to be in California. So for all of you on the East Coast, you can make your picks for your pullers on the West Coast. And I think it'll still be that same pretend money as they ramp up for this as well. So I'm excited for that. So
and if you're not an app person, their website is absolutely top notch. I'm a keyboard kind of person myself, and so I tend to almost always have my laptop up anyway when I'm live streaming. Their website, I mean, I don't use their app very much, but I will say, like, if you're more of an old school, you like to sit down with a computer, just go out to their website, and it's absolutely perfect. It's a great way to experience a tractor pull.
Yeah, thanks for that, Michael. Yeah, you can use the website, and it will be updated once we get the games live, and it's just as easy to access it with that. We're actually going through an app rebuild for anybody that's been looking at it because we're bringing more stuff in. So it's just as easy to enter it on the website. And again, even if you don't want to play, I think it's cool. Jason brought this up earlier. It's cool just to see, who people are picking. And it's a little bit different dynamic. So even if you just want to pull up and take a look at how the odds are changing, you could see, who the favorites are. You could watch for some of the upsets, and it just adds a little bit more of a dynamic to your live stream experience.
I feel like you can learn a lot. Oh, sorry, bud.
Nope, go ahead, Mike.
I was going to say, I feel like you can learn a lot about a track, too, if you pay attention in your tiebreaker. Your tiebreaker is people choose the winning distance in a class, and I kind of tend to just, throw a Hail Mary out there. But if you really sit down and look at everyone else's guesses, especially some of the locals, then that's going to help you kind of think about what you're about to see or how you're going to see that track perform the next day. If you're like, oh, well, this is an outlaw pull, they're going to let them get out and run. The tiebreak's going to be at 383, and then everyone else is sitting 329. You're like, oh, okay. This might be more of a power track, so you can pick up little tidbits just by piddling with other people's, selections too.
No, I love it, Mike. I love it because you're always dorking out and geeking out about that stuff. That's what I love about you.
I like that. Yep.
Nate, I can tell you from the Pullers Championship fan vote that your truck was one of, out of all the classes, pro stock, super stock diesels, everything. Jumpin' Jack Flash was one of the crowd favorites because of the Ford. Can you tell some history about why the truck's called Jumpin' Jack Flash and why you and your dad are so dedicated to the Ford craft? when nobody else is?
Yeah, so I guess the name of the truck is that's all my dad's doing. Is he's a big Rolling Stones fan, and just to have I guess that's one of his favorite tunes to jam out to. And if you swing by the trailer, you always hear him cranking that on our stereo system. So kind of goes hand in hand with a personal thing, I guess. So he gave that the truck the name when we built it a few years ago. But in terms of why I think it sticks out a little bit is just because, like you said, it's different. It's not something you see it at every pull, I guess. It's kind of maybe a one-on-one deal. And it's kind of, I don't want to say got that underdog feel story to it, but it definitely gives somebody that can relate to it a little bit of hope out there every weekend. So, we do our best to make it run at a really high level. And here lately we've been, I'd say, doing a little bit better at that. So we'll try to keep our luck in the right direction this weekend.
That's awesome, because you guys haven't given up, Nathan. You and your dad. I love it. I love it. So I have the video of Doug and I in the pond. Do you guys remember the Island Boys, the crazy guys, the Island Boys with all the tattoos? So I got to show you this. This is Doug Borth and I. This was in the morning. We were sober. I swear to God, we did this in Georgia. So
I'm a tractor boy. I like to pull my tractor. Sometimes it runs out of oil. I have no money. I'm a tractor boy. I like my friends. I'm a tractor boy. Beer Money Pudding Team loves me.
So we were trying to get a viral video going on TikTok. I think that was an antiviral video, but no,
I was gonna say how'd that do for the following, Jason?
Well, as soon as I got back to the track, Ryan Merritt looked at me and goes, "Jason, we need to talk about this a little bit."
Wasn't there one with a frog in the hot tub or someone?
Yeah, that house. So we rented the Airbnb right next to Norm and his gang, and then we walked over there for breakfast. And I love coming to your event, Ryan, because it's just, like I said, we've had a little bit of time off, and it's just fun to see everybody, and I get a little excited. So.
Ryan's trying to get 5,000 people there, and you're scaring them all off.
You think so? Okay. I don't want to do
point.
that.
Good point, Matt. That's a good point. And this is why when Jason tells me he loves me and everything, I always qualify it with no homo, right? So I'm pretty sure I'm going to get some small decals made. So when he plasters Beer Money on everything, I'm going to follow him around with a little bitty no homo. I'm just going to say.
Well, I want to start to wrap it up with our guests, but we're going to keep Larry and Matt and Mike and OJ on. I'm going to bring Doug on as well. But Brady, kind of give us your 30-second commercial, what to watch for this weekend, why you should come. If you can't be there, why you should watch the live stream. It was great to meet your brother too. I'm glad you have a family.
Shoot, I mean, you can't talk good enough about all the guys down there. They put on a great show, and I mean, look at what this this poll does for the social media side. I mean, on YouTube, you look it up. You just get on YouTube, you see something about Diesel and Dark Corners. I mean, it's everywhere. I think that's a big part of the success to it.
Yep.
I mean, it's for us as pullers. The hospitality. It's a big one. The opportunities. To be able to bring home the checks, the belts. We've been, lucky enough to do all that, but, that gives all the pullers, a reason to, want to go down that far. And, it's a blast. It really is. Like you guys said, you get to go do it one more time. You've had a little break off. So, you get the energy to go back out and do it. And, you guys at Beer Money, you do a great job promoting it. And excited to see the live feed this year. I think it's going to be a big hit, and can't wait to see everybody down there.
Awesome. Thanks, Brady. You can log off whenever you want, Brady. Thanks for coming on tonight, buddy. So,
all right. Thank you, guys.
Jason Wayman, talk to me. This is going to be exciting. I get to see you pull all summer long. You have one badass 3.0 diesel truck. Megatron's awesome. Let's tell us why you're so pumped up about this weekend.
I'm pumped up because I've never been to the Georgia pull, and just everybody, every time I go pulling, ask me, "Are you going to go to Georgia? Are you going to go to Georgia?"
Yep.
So usually I take my shop guys and a few other buddies out to Vegas to the SEMA show at this time every year, and we always miss the Georgia pull. Well, team was kind of getting boring, going every year. So we decided we're going to go pulling this year in Georgia and see what we can do down there in that good red clay.
I love it. We're excited to see you this week. It's going to be worth the trip. You're not going to be disappointed, Wayman.
That's good because I'm bringing the heat.
I love it. Yeah, buddy.
Oh,
Yeah, buddy. All right, we'll see you this weekend, Jason.
Sounds good.
All right, Nathan, give us your 30-second promoter puller. Turn the puller into the promoter. Why do people need to check out this event?
Yeah, I think the event speaks for itself. As there's a reason it gets bigger and bigger every year as you see the promotions increase across different social media outlets every year. And like kind of Jason touched on, every time you hear somebody talk, in terms of diesel truck pulling, it seems like this is the event to go to. It kind of gives you that, I guess. I'm blank on a word here, but it's kind of it's in a different area, so it's like almost going to a bowl game. It's not really regional or local to anybody. Everybody goes down there with one goal in mind, that's to bring home a big win, get some momentum going into the wintertime. So, yeah, I mean, it speaks for itself.
Awesome. Nate, excited to see you and your dad in a couple days, and everybody will be cheering on Jumpin' Jack Flash. Have a good night, Nate.
Thank you.
Mark, I think you guys have better internet now. So.
Well, we disconnected from the laptop and went on the cell phone. It seems to work out quite a bit better.
Yep, we can actually see your pretty faces now, but that's okay. Your trucks are beautiful. We're just kind of wrapping it up with our pullers. Just kind of give us we like to turn the puller into the promoter on Let's Grow Pulling, because the more fans in the stands, the more we can pay you guys. Kind of tell people why they should come to the event or check out the live stream.
You guys should come to Diesel and Dark Corners X because Brian and his crew, Beer Money, you guys all do a fantastic job. The track is amazing. The venue is amazing. It's just a lot of fun. It's a pleasure to be there, and thank you guys for having us.
Beth, you got to say something, Beth.
It's a lot of fun. Everyone should come and watch it. Everyone's super nice. Hope it's better this year than last year. I hope it doesn't rain again this year for our second night.
So we didn't get the answer on the sleeping arrangements when one beats one. How's that work?
Mark, if you beat Beth, do you have to sleep outside, or how does that work, Beth?
No. He won't beat, or I won't beat him there. I haven't.
Oh, I don't know.
I've had a good year though.
It's a blast just watching Beth pull. It's been a blessing just to hang out with her as much as we've been able to. And I really and truly, I want to win, but so does she. And so when she wins, it's just super, super cool.
Awesome. Your trucks are so fun to watch, you guys. You're what I remember, because when the semi truck started coming to Ryan's event, I got so pumped up. So super excited to see you guys in a couple days. Thanks for finding better internet, and we'll see you soon, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you guys for everything.
Bye.
OJ, full pull, baby. Give us your last why download that app, play the games. Talk about the pretend money a little bit more. That's going to be fun.
Yeah. So, I mean, first of all, if you're going to be there, we're going to be there. You won't miss us. If you've seen us this year, we've got the big trailer. We're going to be giving out some free full pull swag. So stop by the trailer, get your full pull swag. We'll show you how to play the games. Chase is going to be there, as well as some other of the full pull entourage. And but yeah, it's going to be, if you played with us this year at all, basically you just make your pick, and then you kind of just track it. There is a leaderboard, but you kind of just track it and see if you won or not. The cool thing is, when you go into the game this weekend, you're going to have $1,000 of play. Hey, Larry, you're going to
have the entourage would be there, and he won't even be there.
Yeah, I didn't get the text or the email, I guess, because okay, never mind.
Larry, fill up the golf cart and drive on down. You need to leave tomorrow.
I'm actually gonna spend all day Thursday that I would need to travel, in my newfound office in Sellersburg, Indiana, Pro Pulling League, so I can't make it. So that's my excuse.
So unfortunately, you're going to miss Larry. But the good news is the event space will be a lot more productive. But yeah.
Wait a minute. What?
Whoa. Yeah, but when you sign up, you're going to be able to see you're going to get $1,000 of play money, and it's just like real money. So you're going to be able to go. Is Larry having a seizure? Great. You're going to be able to go, and you're going to be able to bet whatever proportion of that you want to bet across all the games. The other cool thing is, again, it's for 2 nights. So you're never out of it as long as you have money left in your account. You can continue to wager. You can almost go broke, but then play Saturday. And, if you pick the right puller with the right odds, you can go right back up to the top. So, again, check us out. We're going to have the other thing I'll mention is we're going to have some posts with some videos showing you how to play this week. Just so, again, if you're remote and you can't come by the trailer, you could definitely check out the videos and see how easy it is. So, we're super excited. I mean, Diesels and Dark Corners, we know we've been we've known for a while now we're going to be going. It's very cool. We're very excited to be there.
Love it. OJ, thanks for coming on, and we'll see the full pull team in a couple of days in White Plains, Georgia. Have a good night, buddy.
Sounds good. No practice podcast Wednesday, 7 Central, 8 Eastern. Tune in.
We're gonna get those knuckleheads on Let's Grow Pulling here after our California pull in a couple of weeks.
Me too.
So it's gonna be fun. Yep.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
See you, bud. All right, and there was one, Ryan Merritt. Dude, to be a promoter this week is Doug knows, Larry knows. Matt, you're involved with ISP and some pulls. Michael is a super fan. I don't know, your adrenaline and you just got to be through the roof right now, buddy.
Yeah, it's hard to go to work every day. Ready to see everybody and ready to see some great pulling. And we're excited. All our crew of volunteers, everybody's getting hyped up, so it's getting exciting.
If the weather holds like it should, Ryan, this should be the best year you guys have ever had. There's no reason with the hype and the amount of pullers. You're gonna have 8 to 12 semi trucks here. They're badass semi trucks.
Yes,
and all the great diesel trucks. It's so fun. So. Do you want to talk about camping or any sponsors? What are some last minute things? We still got a lot of people watching tonight, Ryan.
I've seen a lot of pullers, commenting and stuff. A lot of them may be new. If you get on Thursday, we do a meet and greet with the pullers, sponsors, our staff, and the vendors, and we'll have some chili and sitting around the fire and
all of a sudden, hey Ryan, I got to interrupt you. Once you start talking about food, all of a sudden Richwine thought, well, shit. Maybe I've
been thinking all night, oh shit, it's a great event and I'm not going. What is up with that? Come on, guys. Jeez,
literally, Ryan, when you mentioned chili, Larry was like, what, chili? I love chili.
Yeah, it grows every year. Well, I mean, first year we did the little meet and greet thing on the night before. It was, probably 30. I don't know. Now it seemed like 100, and it probably grew even more this year. And it's nice to just before the event kicks off and sit around and talk to the pullers, see where they come from and what their thoughts are, and just hang out with everybody. Talk to some of the sponsors we don't see, but once every year. So it's good little time before we kick off the event. And Saturday for the same group, for pullers, vendors and sponsors and our staff, around 1 o'clock we'll have a barbecue at the starting line under what we call the sled shed. So make sure you make that. So that's one of the things before. Yeah, even our media crew is definitely welcome. So something little appreciation from everybody coming and helping us out and driving far. Little appreciation from us.
Sounds good.
What time is the show and shine?
Yeah, show and shine times. It is from 11 to 3:30. 3:30 is when they start calling out the I guess the winners. What they're going to try to tally up the votes, and then the winners of all the classes will be paraded down the track right before we start pulling. So that's a nice little treat. Everybody gets to see what won after those great vehicles. So,
Ryan, is there one specific thing that you get excited about for the event? Like, what's your why? Like, why does Ryan Merritt do this?
Sometimes there's no really one reason why, except for, I guess, this kind of this event is kind of like a fundraiser to fund, I guess, to help us push on through the next year and make upgrades wherever we need it. I know next year we're needing more room, so we need to start expanding a little more. So that, what we make off of that's going to be to do some grading and clearing. But it's I guess what all our staff and volunteers is something for the next generation to keep it growing, for pulling around the United States and specifically the South. It's been a dying breed of it since when the recession hit in 2008. There was we had a lot of small organizations in Georgia. Now we're down to just a handful. So hopefully to keep this pulling growing in the South is one of the main reasons why we do it. So
I love it. Chelsea Grayson says they have over $1,000 for the winners of the show and shine and a bunch of goodies to give away. So it's a lot of fun. I know Michael Asher helps with that as well. You'd have a lot of fun. So Ryan, we'll let you go. We're going to keep going with our crew here, Larry, Mike, Matt, Doug, and myself, and keep talking about pulling in general. But we're excited to see you this weekend. Shout out to Jason Wayman. Who else we have on? Nathan Vague tonight, Brady Ingram and his brother. I forgot his brother's name already again. And then Mark and Beth Scott. But I mean, it's all the top 3.0 trucks, all your points champions are coming, Ryan. It's pumped. And I know I talk about the 3.0 class a lot because I get to see it all summer long with the Outlaws. And it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So it's going to be great, Ryan. Thank you for letting us be involved. And we'll see you in a couple days, buddy. So
well, thank you. Appreciate it. Everything.
Yeah.
See y'all.
Good luck, man.
Thank y'all.
Yep.
That was so cool to see the screen just full of people. Good job, Doug Morris. Good job, buddy. So, well, Matt Hart, welcome to episode 1 of the Let's Grow Pulling podcast for you, Matt. We're really excited to have you. Not everybody knows you. You're a freaking hoot to listen to. I love your energy for life, just like Mike. Larry, no homo. I love you too. And of course, Doug. Doug's my BFF. But Matt, pulling podcasts are starting to get really, really popular. You're seeing Ryan and Cody and Charles kick up Sidetracked again. You got the No Practice podcast. I think Shane Hunt and the Schulte boys are doing something with their World Almanac thingamajiggy. I feel like more of it's getting going. So, Matt, I wanted to grab you before somebody else did. Now, you don't get paid a lot, but it's a lot of fun, Hart. Larry, what you're saying? You're waiting by the mailbox?
I've got a lawn chair by my mailbox, and after each podcast, Matt, I go out there for 2 to 3 days and set, and I have yet to receive one, even a coupon to watch Beer Money TV. I mean, even a coupon. I mean, I'm thinking, between Doug and mine's good friendship, and then Jason's so-called relationship. But I mean, I would think a coupon for, just maybe watch 1 or 2 episodes, not the whole friggin' summer. But
Now you're talking. Now you're talking. You're on this.
Not Larry.
I won't tell you what he paid me to come on here then.
Please don't. Okay?
Yeah.
Guys, hey, I get friendship dues every 2 weeks.
I'm the oldest one on here, and as far as you know, I have bad ticker. But just don't tell me.
I don't want to be the one who does it to you, Larry. I wouldn't do that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah.
No, it's fun to be a part of. I learned more tonight. If I wasn't already home, I'd probably forget how to get back here. So it's good to to key in here and listen. And, you know, I've been listening to you guys a long time and to be on this side of it and be able to listen one-on-one. You know, it was fun to see Brady and his brother. He mentioned, you know, his brother's not old enough to drive yet. I think back in 2020, Brady was just 15. Maybe they were putting blocks in the wheels for him to drive that thing. You guys know him probably better than I do, but in 2020, we got to see him quite a bit because everybody was going everywhere. So just need to see some people that way and include me. So thank you very much.
Well, that kid can drive. He can drive a pulling truck.
He's been knocking it dead for a lot of years now. It's gone fast, but you know, and then he talks about his brother. They're going to have to build another one for the two of them to get after it probably.
Yep. Now, was it his mom that drove, or was it Crowder's wife that drove Larry more back in the day? Was it Brad and Debbie Ingram, or is it Brad and Debbie? Is it the Scheid or the Crowder that drove the wife? Larry, do you remember?
She drove. His mom drove quite a bit. Yeah,
that's what I thought. And that's Scheid's. That's the Scheid family tree, right? Isn't she a Scheid?
Yes,
that's Dan Scheid's daughter, right?
Right.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, they came to Ellsworth one year and she was driving. Yeah.
Yeah, she drove quite a bit actually.
That's what I thought. And she did good.
Yes.
She did really, really good. She did really.
And it's
really
amazing
good.
how many. It's amazing how many young pullers with the other organization I was affiliated with. It was amazing how many years. It was amazing how many years 2 or 3 of those young drivers were 16 consecutive years. I mean, I never mentioned names. The young Phillips boy, the Keel Myers. I'll never mention those names. But when my kid was pulling mini rod, everybody knew how old my son was, so he had to be 16. But yeah, there's, you know, we don't ask for or they didn't ask. I'm sorry, they didn't ask for a birth certificate.
Larry,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Parental consent, you know.
Larry, it was leap year. They were born on leap year.
Okay.
I was trying to be funny, but that didn't land very well, Larry.
There's a great story out there from Roger Simon, and I don't know if this is myth or legend or truth, but you know,
Larry will know. That's our new segment, fact or fiction with Larry Richmond. We're going to make up stories. Matt, Mike, Doug, we're going to make up stories, and then Larry will say fact or fiction.
This is one of those, you know, bleacher myths that we talk about at all these destination pulls. And I've heard this story at a couple different places, but, you know, Roger Simon, just a legend in the sport of pulling, brought a young Brandon and RJ to a pull somewhere. And I think it was maybe even a smaller pull, a state level pull or something, somewhere where they were very glad to have Roger Simon. And they kind of pointed out his sons who did not appear to be anywhere near 16. And they said, hey, you know, Mr. Simon, you know, those boys can't be back here. And he said, oh, no, they're 15 or 14 or whatever the cutoff for, you know, where they needed to be was. And, you know, they were like carrying around a lollipop or something, you know, very visibly not, you know, of age they needed to be. And they were like, I don't know. And he was like, they are of age. And they were like, well, we think they need to go. And then he's like, well, then, you know, Roger Simon's not going to pull at this pull. And they said, we're happy to have your 16-year-old sons here, Mr. Simon. You know, let us show you to the scales. So I imagine there's always been some consecutive 16 birthdays in pulling out there.
Look at Larry.
I will say that I heard that happened as well. Anyway, but it's supposed to be 14 years old to be trackside with most insurance companies. I know this one was, and I'm learning this one. But long story short, they're supposed to be 14 years old to be trackside or on a gate or on the track or whatever. But I'd much rather have a 13-year-old kid that knows what he's doing, knows what dad and mom and everybody expects him to do, knows where to be, than I would have his 23-year-old cousin that showed up and said, I'm going to help old Bill today. I mean, think about it, guys. I mean, not that anybody ever gets drunk in a tractor pull. Whole bottle of Crown Royal at the Sullivan's Memorial, Jason. Anyway, I'm just saying, that's what I heard. I don't know.
Fact or fiction with Larry Richwine.
Well, according to other channels, that was a fact. Anyway, but be that as it may, but no, there's been several young pullers that were 16 years, 2 or 3 years running. Yeah.
The young guns.
The young guns.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to ask Van Beek if we can start a young gun thing. So Matt, Mike, and Larry, there's like 2 seasons to Let's Grow Pulling. We have promoter season where we really focus on promoting events. That's what we do. Promoters hire us to promote their events. And then this time of year, Doug kind of swings into kind of more driver interview time. You know, we're going to try to grab some heavy hitters, some big names. And when Larry lines up an interview or Matt lines up an interview, Mike, we're going to bring them on for 15, 20-minute segments. We will be going to Esden Lane shop, and we will be going live from Esden shop because we don't trust him. We don't trust him to get on the show. So, and I might have to pick up Larry for that one. That might be a road trip, right?
Now we talked about maybe me getting Tim Engler on sometime because I'm very good friends with Tim, and he's like an hour and a half, 2 hours south of me, and maybe I can entice him by saying, "Hey, we'd really like to come to your shop and showcase some of the things you do."
That'd be amazing.
I'll work on Timmy. He's like I say, he and I go way back to when I was a teenager, and so was he. He's a year or so older than me.
Next Monday is going to be all about Gold State Invitational in Madeira. And then after that, Doug's going to really start plopping in some, then we'll kind of swing into Shipshewana mode, start talking some Louisville, Zellwood, Florida, some other events we work with. But Matt, you're going to be going to Satsuma, Florida with us this year.
Yep, all booked up. Working on getting that flight booked out of Rockford. Hopefully we can get that done. Super excited to be with the Kelsey family.
Just get on the motorhome with us.
Yeah, jump in the motorhome with us, Matt.
You be careful what you ask for.
Where's he going? Is he going to Zellwood? Is he going to Zellwood? Are you or what?
Satsuma. Yeah, Mark Kelsey pulls with us and is a personal friend after a few years of getting to know each other. And he says, you got to come down. You got to take a weekend off auctions and enjoy the warm weather in February. And I thought, yeah, my arm's twisted. So I'm excited for that. We're going to see a lot of stuff, kind of like this Georgia show. It's going to be early in the year. People are going to be itching to get out there. I know a lot of our Northern Illinois, Southern Wisconsin folks have talked about already making a vacation, especially with it being right up against Zellwood, I think, this year. If I'm not getting my dates mixed up there. Ocala. Yeah.
Zellwood,
sorry.
Zellwood, Ocala, Florida. No, Satsuma.
I think it's Zellwood, Flywheelers, Ocala, then whatever that county fair is over by Tampa, and then Satsuma.
Yeah. I know the Mid-Florida. The Mid-Florida guys are working on that fair at Tampa. Brian Caparelli that builds the tracks and stuff for Mid-Florida. He lives in the Tampa area, and he was building the track for some exhibition type thing they had a couple of weeks ago during their fair. So, but yeah, there's 4, 5, 6 events. Well, Dan Nearpass does about all of them in Florida with a sled, and he texted me 9 events he's doing. Starting here in a few weeks, down the straight. So
that's great.
Yeah.
Well, that's fun for a lot of those guys. They get to go down and take a couple weeks. Some guys that aren't even pulling are like, we're going to come watch because, by the end of a season, like we talk about, guys are kind of tired of each other, tired of rules, tired of everything. And then 6 weeks later, we're all ready to do it again. Right. So, by February, we're all going to be itching to head south. It'll be fun.
No, it's a good time. It's a good time. Mike, so Matt's an announcer, has been doing it for a while. Larry's a legend. Larry's done it all. But Mike, you got to announce the first time this summer. Can you kind of talk about your first time and how it all came to fruition?
So yeah, that was a dream come true, and it went from one of those, hey, good to see you, to things happen in a hurry. So I try to follow anything that I can in truck and tractor pulling on social media, and I've only learned the more you learn how much you didn't learn. But I've been kind of following what Jason's been doing for the past several years. I used to listen to Jason announce in Mound City, Missouri. I was a diehard fan over at Mound City, and we do a lot of traveling. My father and I do, and we pick a couple of big destination pulls every year. This year, we went down to the Lion Super Pull of the South in Chapel Hill, Tennessee, made our second time going down there. Saw Jason was there with the full pull trailer promoting for that.
Larry, don't forget Larry, Mike.
Larry was there hanging out too. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Doing the whole thing. And he kind of called me over and says, hey, I followed some of the stuff you put on Facebook, and we kind of knew each other decently. We'd met in Troy, Missouri, and done a few other things together before that. And he says, I'd like to interview you. And I said, okay, we'll give it a shot. And so we do this Facebook Live interview on Full Pull website or Beer Money Pulling website. And I enjoyed doing that. I enjoyed speaking about pulling, and we get to chit-chatting afterwards. And he kind of asked me, you know, what are you into in pulling? And I said, well, I really want to get into announcing. And he goes, what pulls are you going to next? And I said, well, one that I've kind of circled on the calendar is Wisner. It's a great big Thunder by the River, great big pull for the Outlaw organization. And Jason looks me dead in the eye and he goes, you go to Wisner, you're on the mic. And I think I like gave him a Chinese bow. I was so excited. I was like, that is the best news I have ever heard in my life. So,
but then we threw you into the fire before that.
So that was the best part. That was actually the icing on the cake. So we make arrangement. He says, hey, you know, I'm going to start kind of seeing what you can do. We're going to bring you on slowly, you know, maybe do some podcasts. Calls me like 48 hours later. And, you know, hey, what are you doing? I'm sitting at home doing nothing. I'm a teacher on summer vacation. He's like, if you will drive to Sac City, Iowa tomorrow night, and it's like 6 hours from my house. He says, if you'll drive to Sac City, he goes, we need an announcer. And I said, okay, you know, bags are packed. Let's go. So we drove up to Sac City.
It's raining when you get there.
So I was so upset the whole way up there and getting rained on. And every pull I'd been to that summer, I was the grim reaper of rain this summer. I went to Toma this summer, rained out Saturday night. Went to Chapel Hill this summer, rained out Friday night. Only like the second time Chapel Hill's ever got rained out. I'm driving to Sac City in the rain, and I'm just like, oh, man, you know, here we go. I hang out with Doug in the trailer. I did not know that announcers, you don't know what you don't know until you know it. And I did not know that announcers don't typically sit in the eco-tuning trailer. And it was a tight wagon in there at about
due to technical with the mud and everything, it was close, so we improvised.
It was 100 degrees in there. And I loved every single second of it. And then we went out to Wisner, and Jason had some family emergencies or some family issues. And he kind of called me and said, hey, you know, your role might be a little bigger at Wisner. Now I'm working with Ron Stone, the Ron Stone. If you watch Outlaw Pulling at all, Ron's the guy you want to try to be like if you're an announcer. Ron is an excellent announcer. So I'm treading water, trying to do the best I can to keep up with one of the best voices out there. And the weekend just kind of develops. We had some interesting things happen. You know, I called my classes. I called the whole show on Thursday night at Wisner with Ron. I called my classes I was supposed to call Friday night with Ron and Jason. And then, Jason, you can kind of tell your half of the story, because Saturday night I was sitting there under the skyboxes at 114 heat index, you know, with my 2 and my 4-year-old watching the Light Superstock Ag. And I got a phone call and I panicked because we had made arrangements. We'd said, you know, you're going to call the modified trucks, and they were getting ready to run the Pro Stock trucks. And I get a phone call from you, and I'm just like, I really hope I did not miss my class. Like, this is not going to look good. And I'll kind of let you tell what happened from there, because you had some interesting things you had to tend to down on the track. So
Larry, you and Doug were in Bowling Green when we were in Wisner. I don't know, what was the weather like in Wisner, or in Bowling Green?
Oh, I say Bowling Green, it was 75. It was beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah,
it was.
We had excellent weather because it was Doug and I. That's the only reason they had good weather.
It was 114 degrees in the shade, and we started. What, Mike? Was it 3 or 4 in the afternoon? Because they had every outlaw class.
4 o'clock. It started at 4 o'clock, and I think there were either 11 or 13 classes. There were 216 hooks. It went till 11 o'clock at night. It was freaking awesome, but it was a marathon. So
we were running. I was running Outlaw Pulling TV, I wasn't. I was announcing with Mr. The Ron Stone. Well, I get a text message from one of my Outlaw TV guys, like, Jason, I'm gonna pass out. So I'm like, all right, no big deal. I'll come run your camera. So I said something to Ron, and then all of a sudden Mackenzie's like, Jason, I feel dizzy. So I'm like, and I'm the oldest, fattest guy on the Outlaw TV crew, right? And I'm like, whoa, what's going on? Larry, rest your soul, Larry. You weren't there to do that. So I said to Ron, my camera people, and they were standing right in the heat of it. I mean, it was so hot. And I called Mike and said, hey, buddy, get your ass to the announcer stand right now, because I got to run some cameras. So we made it work. That
was so much fun. And I was kind of selfish. You know, Jason's like, well, what what class do you want to call? The whole idea was they were going to work me in slowly. We're going to give you one class at Wisner. You know, I ended up calling all of the Thursday night session. I called all the Sac City pull. And he was like, okay, we're going back to the playbook. You know, we're going to let you call one class. So I pull up the Outlaw Pulling app, and I'm like, well, you know, I'm here. I'm gonna make the most of it. Which class has the most hooks? So I picked the modified trucks because they had like 30 hooks. But I ended up doing the modified trucks and the pro stock trucks both on Saturday night, and they had like 26 hooks. So I got to hang out in the crow's nest. I mean, take nothing for granted in life. If you only ever get to call one pull, like, you know, you can, I would say you would die a happy man, but that's not true because now I'm addicted and I just want to do it again. But, you know, never take for granted that you can't end up somewhere like that either. You know, I was just an average English teacher from Northeast Missouri. And now I've got a picture of myself sitting in the crow's nest at Wisner, Nebraska between Jason Schultz and Ron Stone calling the best of the best for the Outlaws. So it's, you know,
the heat was your friend this summer because you got the Sac City deal because Fred Petch, you know, he didn't want to risk it with the heat, and it was hotter than hell that week. And then my grandma passed away, so her funeral was Thursday. So I left the state fair, drove back to the funeral, and then I got on right after the funeral Friday. I got going. So Larry, do you remember your first time announcing?
Yeah, somebody said we need an announcer. Rich Wine, get up there and talk.
Tell the story.
Woo! Yeah. Woo-hoo! But Doug, woohoo! But that was at the Hendricks County Fair, my local county, and that was probably before most of you were born, 1978 or 9. And
I was born in 75, Larry.
You were born in 75. That's the year I graduated high school, and no, you're not my child. Anyway, several of the guys I graduated with could have not me. No. But no, that, you know, I needed somebody with BS and knew the pullers and knew the classes, and I was still pulling at the time. And so I got up and announced everything but my class, and my buddies got tractor ready, and I crawled down there one tractor before I was to pull. Somebody else just read a name, you know, up next is Bill Smith, you know, I mean, and then I made a pass. I believe I actually won, which is hard to do at your home county, and crawled back up there and finished the show in the fire suit. Yes, we had a fire jacket in 1978 or 9. Well, no, we just had a helmet. I'm sorry, a helmet. But long story short, I've been doing it longer than I can remember. Well, like Sandwich, I've been doing that probably 20 years. Sandwich, Illinois, and I do a bunch of them still. So I have fun doing it. I don't announce. Mike, I don't know how you and Matt do it, but I don't announce. I just talk to the pullers, and I talk to the people in the stands like I would talk to you. And Doug and Jason can testify. I've been told I get away with things that most announcers don't.
It's not fair.
I was watching some old videos of Wisner today, and Matt Goodwin pulled his 402 feet or 407 feet, and I didn't catch this live because, you know, we're all jumping up and down, but you talk about getting away with things. Jason gets on there after Goodwin pulls 407, and he goes, "Oh, that makes me happy in places I can't talk about." and then Jason the other night asked, he goes, "What's the best tagline you've ever heard an announcer say?" And I wanted so bad to type in, that makes me happy in places I can't talk about.
So when I bought High Tech Redneck and I went out, Mike Beck brought it to Hillsdale so Dad could drive it for the first time. Goodwin was with me. He goes, "Were you drunk in the announcer stand when I won at Wisner?" I go, "No, I didn't drink the entire summer." He goes, "You said that sober?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I did." He said, "Wow." He goes, I assumed you were into he goes, "I assumed you were 3 deep into a whiskey." I go, "No."
I get accused of drinking all the time. I probably haven't drank 2 cocktails all summer.
So, yeah. Ron Stone, actually, he never met me. And, you know, I don't hurt for things to say. Speaking is something that I can do, but there's a lot of things you don't know what you don't know until you don't know it. And like working with a microphone and working with like the feedback and the reverberation is something that like kind of knocked my feet out from under me when I first got going. And I felt I started speaking so much slower because I was processing everything I was hearing while also trying to, speak at the same time. And I felt like I was like speaking drunk, when I was announcing. And Ron, who had never met me, and he asked me, like, not in an offensive way, he says, "Do you have a speech impediment?" And I was like, "No." I said, "I'm just trying not to interrupt myself because I keep hearing it coming while I'm saying it at the same time." So drunk, speech impediment, Coltrane energy drink, there's a lot of things that can influence the way you speak when you're up there.
Matt, we're going to come to you in a second. Larry, David Vandenberg says, Larry, you were great at the August polls and ship this year. So is that the ones outside the arena?
Yeah,
then, Larry?
that's it. That's the outdoor event. Yeah, Travis had me come up and do that show. They were tickled to death. And Travis said, can you do more events up here? I said, well, it's only a 3-hour drive north. Yeah. So I don't know what I'm going to be involved with up there, but if I'm available and with my new position, I've been told I can announce all that my schedule will fit and it won't interfere as well with the full pull thing. I have to get a larger Pro Pulling League logo behind me because obviously my piece of barn metal that I have covering up all the junk behind me, but and better lighting, I know. But anyway, no, I had a lot of fun up there, and they seem to enjoy my BS. It's not BS, but I had fun.
So Matt, I met you at Chippewa, right, or Gordyville?
Yeah, it was Chippewa. It was the first year it was out there. It got delayed because of the COVID stuff. And Dave Knapp, garden tractor puller, good buddy of mine. He's like, hey, we're going to Vegas since this didn't happen. He said, but then we're going to go to Chippewa and you need to see an indoor pull. And that was kind of ironic too. A lot like Mike said, I think the first year they're having trouble with the smoke tube a little bit. And so the smoke tube would break and y'all were trying to fill air and time. And just so happened that I can fill air and time rather quickly. And we got to sell, Ryan's beard and a couple other things, raising money then. And that was it. Everybody was watching the live stream at home. They're like, we didn't even know you were there. So it was really fun. And then like Mike said, I think he called me like 3 days later, like, hey, I need you on the podcast because we were doing the Spotify thing. It was just the audio podcast. And that was really fun. So, I'm kind of new to this sport, really. I've been watching it since I was a kid, just as entertainment. And, our announcer in our local area moved to Florida, and being the guy that's always auctioning at these things, we're doing Calcuttas everywhere. Just said, hey, guess what? You get to try and talk slow for once. And right. I don't think it's slow really, but we still enunciate and make it fun for people in the crowd, like Larry talks about. Fun to listen to you too, Larry. Sandwich is our local county fair. So,
is it? Do you attend up there? Do you?
Yeah, it's been a couple years. I'm always busy, but we're going to try and make it again this year. But
I personally think smoke machines suck. Jason used that phrase that I coined, but thank you for listening. And like I say when I'm talking up there, hope I didn't offend everyone, but I tried.
That's right. That's right. I'll say something. We laughed. We got our little pull, and Pawpaw is our local pull here. And it's, one of those, it's the last one of the year. And I think I got up and said, they had these half chickens for sale. I said, well, what half is it? The front or the back? And does it have feathers or not? And people are just like, oh my goodness. Yeah. I'm like, well, I want to make sure you're listening. And if you say something outrageous enough, then usually you'll get a reaction. So.
Yeah. I try to keep their attention that way.
Yep. Yep. But no, it's been a lot of fun, and Jason, huge support on this. This is neat to be a part of, and like I said, get to see the sport grow and how much this has changed. The full pull bets is really something crazy. We've all been doing it in the bleachers for years, and now it's legal, right? So that'll be fun. And
they're really excited, Matt, because they're rolling out. I know OJ talked about it earlier, but everybody's going to get, I think, $1,000 in play money, and you can make your wagers. And then I think they're taking the top 5 is what I got a text message of. But they're going to start promoting this week. But up to this point, it's just been, pick 'em games. And everybody's been asking, when's this going to get real? And then there's just been a lot of stuff behind the scenes is what I've been told. And now they're rolling into this. So this is kind of the first beta test, if you will. And then they're going to do it as well. So Friday night's not going to be a bunch of the wagering games because pulling, and Larry knows this, lineups, we usually know the lineup, Larry, a couple hours before the pull?
Yeah, well, I mean, most events entry close an hour and a half before the show, so hopefully you got a lineup pretty well put together, at least a good temporary lineup 2 hours before. But some of the events, an hour before, you're hard pressed to get a really definite lineup.
And I don't bet on football. My kids do, but I don't know. Matt or Mike, do you gamble at all on sports at all?
No, but I think anytime you're watching anything, like just what it's bringing to the relevancy of it, you can't watch a baseball game, World Series, football, anything without hearing about DraftKings this and MGM bet that and Sportsbook this. So I just feel like if you're moving in the direction of where things are going in the 2020s, that there's a lot of people working their butts off out there to make tractor pulling become more of a mainstream thing. So I think it's only natural that this is the direction we were going to go. It caught a lot of flack when it was announced in the spring on the forum and other places. People hearing the words, gambling and pulling together. Go look at the website. The pick'em games are really, really cool, but the content they're offering and the bigger mission that they're creating to me is not just gambling and betting. And even now when I'm watching, Cardinals minor league baseball, like hearing about DraftKings and whatnot, like that's just the world we live in now. And that's a part of how you move what you've got forward. So I can't wait to tell my wife I'm betting $1,000 this weekend on the pull, and not telling her that it's fake money. So that's going to be cool.
Yeah. Here's the website.
So much of it, we're trading attention, and money follows that, and so people are going to get involved, and it makes it more interesting for some. And, it's a conversation piece on top of all of it. So, just to have a little skin in the game, even if you're not a puller yourself, I think makes it really fun. So,
anytime you drive to a pull, you're sitting there with your dad or your best friend, like you're picking them, like you're always, you're always picking them. And so it's something I think we do anyways, even if we're not betting. So it's just a natural, I think it just moves that way anyway. So.
No, it's going to be great.
Jason, is Doug, does he get paid by the word? Because God knows he's talked a lot tonight.
He's on salary. He got paid today. This was one of those months everybody got 3 paychecks, so I worked them extra hard this month.
It's dark, but I can go out there and look at the mailbox. I just opened the window. I don't know.
Larry, it's friendship dues.
Well, God knows between the smoke machine suck and everything else been involved with, Jason, my friendship dues are just about paid.
We're getting real close. I've been keeping track for years, right here on this pad of paper. So,
Jason, I thought you were going to pull the results up. I can see my name on there for Lufkin. I want a ball cap. That's what I'm waiting for the mailbox for, Larry. Friday night 2-wheel drive trucks. I want a ball cap.
There you go.
I didn't realize the tricky thing with this, to win the cash, you don't just finish first. You have to pick everything correctly. So it's not winning your game doesn't give you the cash money. Making a perfect pick gives you.
And that tiebreaker is a kicker too. I mean, there might be 3 or 4 guys pick the winner or more, but that tiebreaker sorts them out pretty fast. And I mean, all summer when I helped him, I helped him starting at Chapel Hill as my first event to help full pull. And I found myself explaining all summer, no, it's not wagering. It's games, and basically you can win money in there, but where's the money coming from? I don't know. Out of the sky, Actually, the full pull checks did clear, but I have yet to receive one from the beer money thing. Anyway, but nevertheless, I had to explain to him all summer, and I know that it was well received. I mean, there's a ton of full pull T-shirts walking around. They got free when they downloaded the app.
You guys, you mentioned Chapel Hill. That's when you jumped in with them, and I think it was Full Pull that did this. You guys did something at Chapel Hill, and I don't know if the Full Pull guys have done this at other pulls, but I feel like any chance it can be at a pull, as a fan, it was freaking awesome. You guys did like a pregame show, basically. Like you went up to the Crow's Nest at Chapel Hill, and I think Larry, Jason, you both sat up there. You had some other guests up there, and you kind of talked about, who are your personal picks. It was almost something like this, almost like Let's Grow Pulling, but it was done just over the announcer's booth at the pull. That I like to sit down an hour before pull time, because I'm picky about my seat and I want to get there. And a lot of times you're sitting there and you're piddling with your phone. When you're listening to like a pregame show at a pull,
right?
That was badass. That is something I would love to take off at.
We were actually down there at the end of the track at Chapel Hill, and it was also on the big screen on the Jumbotron thing at the end of the track, and it was on the Jumbotron at Bowling Green as well. And NTPA's agreed to do that more for it. So I mean, it does, like you say, Mike. It gives you a better. I mean, at Chapel Hill, the track was behind us. We were going to do the same thing at Enderley, and Enderley had a bunch of technical problems. We wound up going up and doing it under the tent of the full pull trailer. But at Enderley, we was actually set up to do it down there in front of the winner's circle at Enderley, but we didn't get to do it. We did a segment, but it wasn't pre-show like we wanted to do it. So
Mike was neat.
Mike, they were called Countdown to Pull Time.
Countdown to Pull Time. Yeah, that gives it like a college game day or one of those shows that they run, Big Noon Kickoff or something. It feels like that, and that adds a really nice touch to a show.
And Jason kept wanting me to get my announcer voice out and say it's countdown to pull time, guys, but I didn't do it because that costs money, and Jason has yet to pay me. You're an auctioneer, Matt. You understand that costs money, or at least a commission.
That's right. Everything's a percentage of something.
Everything's got a price.
That's right.
I love it. I love
no
it.
Homo.
Well, no homo. I want to wrap this baby up so I can go to bed. Larry's ahead of us and in age and time zone, so I want to respect that.
Yeah, let's get that age poke in there. Let's just twist it just a little bit. We'll put that age.
So this is the end of the show. Everybody give their final rendition of the night. We'll just go around the room. Matt, welcome to Let's Grow Pulling. We're excited to have you on every Monday that you can attend. I know life is busy, but you're going to give another perspective that we haven't heard or seen before. Take it away, Matt. Wrap it up.
Yeah, you bet. So 350 events a year, get to include this too. Thanks for letting me be a part of it. I'm going to learn something every time too, and hopefully we can get more people to chime in and join the journey with us. So thanks for including me, guys. Great to meet all of you.
Michael?
One thing I've heard a couple times this year, people have mentioned the idea of having the right voice for announcing. And I got told that a little bit. I had no idea what that meant until I listened to Matt talk tonight. Matt, you sir have the right voice for announcing. That's an announcer's, or you went to school to learn how to talk somewhere, I can tell. So hey, just like I said that one time, green flags and tight chains, pulling is fun. Destination pulls are cool. You see a lot of crossovers. We're going to see multiple organizations where they're going to leave it on the track, like Wayman said. I cannot wait to watch Diesels and Dark Corners next weekend. Pulling's fun. Pulling's fun. Simple as that.
Matt, do you have a tagline? Like, do you have a line that you say a lot?
Well, it's funny. It's I guess there's a couple, but one Dave Knapp jumped on your post there the other day. And it's the Woo Girls, right? So I always say the Fords have the Woo Girls come out. And I was able to do this quick. We announced Henry this year and was having a lot of fun and get to work with, the brothers, right? The Krieger brothers, and super honored to work with them. They're
the brothers.
Yep, the brothers. Yeah. And so it was great. So we're up there and they had the, so I'm drawing a blank. It's past my bedtime too, but it was live cast. It was streamed. And Dave sent me a text message 3 days later.
That'd have been Flow Racing.
Yep. And it came through, and the boys that put on Shipshawana, Clinton and his team were out there too. They put the highlights out. And Dave texted me because he does that poll. His family runs that America's Poll. And he says, "You did something I haven't seen anybody do in a long time. The camera shook because your Woo Girls comment." He said, "You got the cameraman laughing while they're trying to record." So, anytime those Woo Girls are out, we're glad they made it to the trip, and glad they're here to support the poll. So that's kind of a fun one for me, I guess.
I love it. Doug, final words?
Friday, Saturday, beermoneypulling.tv. diesels and dark corners, $24.99 per session, or $44.95 for the weekend. 99, sorry, for the weekend.
Well, do we have coupons? Can we get Larry one, Doug? How do we do that? I feel kind of bad.
We'll look into it.
Well, I have 3 or 4 email addresses. I have a brand new one that's richwine@propylene.com. But anyway, yeah, I will accept a coupon or a voucher, whatever you're calling it today, Doug, and Jason approves. That's what I'll enter. How about you, Michael? How about you, Matt? I mean, come on.
I want the beer money pulling team plus. So you might want to plus. Beer Money Pulling Team Plus is a combined subscription with outlawpulling.tv. Since they're like produced together, I want my outlawpulling.tv to roll into my Beer Money subscription, Beer Money Pulling Plus.
Coming to Roku this fall.
Yeah,
you know, there might be something there. There might be something there.
I'll just wait here by my smartphone in a dumbass's hand, and hopefully I'll get a. Well, it is. I mean, come on, guys. And by the way, Mike, you don't have to have good pipes. You just have to enunciate and good. I don't know what the word means. Diction. Anyway, and I've had an auctioneer license since 1982, but that's okay.
Did you listen
to an auction family? Every Friday night, I grew up popping popcorn from 9 years old to 19 years old. I popped popcorn at my uncle's auction, so I got drafted anyway. But long story short, yeah, that's richwine@propylene.com is just now went public. Anyway, yeah. I don't care.
I know. Yeah, and Larry, when you said the smartphone in a dumbass's hand, we weren't laughing with you. We were laughing. No, we were laughing with you.
With him.
No, you know what? You can laugh at me. I really don't care anymore. I am 66 years old. You wouldn't think a 314-pound man would go woohoo at a tractor pull, but Doug's heard me do it. Matt's probably heard me do it. Well, hell, you've all probably heard me do it. But like I told Jonathan and Christy, all I bring to the sport is the passion for the sport. This is serious. A little bit of knowledge and a hell of a lot of experience. And other than that, I have nothing to offer the sport. But it's something that I know and love and have been doing all my life, and I don't know any better, guys.
Have you been to Brownsburg yet?
Have I been to Brownsburg?
Yeah.
It's 4 miles from here.
No, isn't that where your office is?
Yeah, I'm in Brownsburg. This is in the side of my shop. I have a German Shepherd sitting in a chair that doesn't want me to put her in a kennel because it might be cold in the kennel. And but yeah, she's sitting in a chair, all comfy. And yeah, several German Shepherds actually.
Love it. Yeah, I'll echo Matt. It's great to have you on the show, Mike as well. Larry, I swear, Larry, every week I mail you a check. It's the damn government. I got to check on the postal service.
Well, let me give you a routing number. Maybe you can just make that direct deposit.
Yes, please send that right to me. Hell, just put it out there on the air.
Right. No.
You'll get all kinds of donations.
Yeah, there you go.
I am writing a book. It'll be on the fiction shelf, but it's actually true, and it's going to be titled "How Does That Apply to Me?" Quick story before we go. One of my very first events as tech and safety director of the other crew was in Galax, Virginia. And somebody got DQ'd, and I really wasn't working the event. I was just there being there, and they hadn't quite learned what it is, rich wine. But anyway, one of the guys got DQ'd, and they come up to argue with the official. And the official said, well, go over and talk to Rich Wine. He knows what he's doing. And so we're in Galax, Virginia. And so the guy comes over and he goes, what the hell I get DQ'd for? I said, well, here's the rule. And you broke this rule. He goes, damn it, Larry, I can read. I'm not stupid. But how does that apply to me is the question he asked me. And I said, would you repeat that? He goes, yeah, I'm not stupid. I can read. But how does that apply to me? And I said, well, if you can read this sentence and then read a category it's under is disqualification, and you broke the rule. Oh, but I said, well, here's the deal. Go away.
Go away.
How does that apply to me? Yeah, that's.
Doug,
Yeah.
that's a new T-shirt, by the way. How does this apply to?
How does that apply to me?
I'm going to use it tomorrow. Thank you, Larry. Yep, I'll send you my 10 cents in the mailbox.
Okay, good.
But no, we're excited to have. I love Let's Grow Pulling. We've been doing this for 10 years. Different cast of characters from time to time, and it's been fun. And I enjoy everybody that's helped in the past and helps us in the future. Super excited for all this. Again, Diesels and Dark Corners this weekend. If you can't be there, join us on beermoneypulling.tv. And then the following weekend, beermoneypulling.tv will be in Madera, California for the Golden State Invitational. They do blow black smoke in California, and
You
full
can
pull.
Send me
pull
my
will be there
tickets
as
to
well.
Indianapolis International. I can pick up my tickets for that if you're having trouble getting me tickets for California.
Hey, I thought you were going to see Mickey.
Huh?
Aren't you going to Mickey Mouse?
I'm going to see Mickey the first week of December while everybody else at the PRI.
God.
That's when I go. Yeah.
Yeah.
But now wait a minute. Next weekend, well, the 11th, whenever the 11th is, I'll be at Mid-South Banquet on behalf of my new hat.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Anyway.
And then we will, speaking of PRI, for those of you that are going, come visit us down on the floor on Lucas Oil Stadium. We're going to have our new diesel super stock down there, the high-tech redneck on display, promoting our sponsors. KawasakiPartsWarehouse.com has a coupon code out right now. You can save 10% at PowersportsWarehouse.com or KawasakiPartsWarehouse.com. And it is a coupon code's BeerMoney23. We'll be down there with the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Association, as well as Brent Payne from Gene's Machine Shop, aka GMS, and he'll have his brand new light super stock on display. So
Now you're going to be in Lucas Oil Stadium on the floor, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And was last year you were in the hallway that connected to Convention Center? I live 15 minutes from Indianapolis Convention Center. Lucas Oil Stadium, been in it 3 times, never for a foosball game. I don't understand. 11 guys line up, one guy smacks the other guy in the butt, they get the ball, they go that way. If the ball goes the other way, you bring a whole other set of guys out. I don't understand it. No, really, think about it. I mean, and they're wearing pads and helmets and crap. My sport, yeah, they're taller and they wear little shorty pants, but there's a goal on each end, and the goal's like this big, and the ball's like this big, and your object is to go from one end to the other and put it in the goal. In foosball, the goal's so damn wide, hell, you don't even have to get it in the goal to score. You get it in a zone, an area, would it be? An area to score. And then if you want one measly extra point, some guy that don't even wear 2 shoes alike kicks it to the goal. My God. Think about it. I'm just saying.
Larry?
Yes?
Who's this picture you just sent me? I'm going to put on the screen. Who is this?
Her name is Maze. She is one of our breeding females. She has raised, we actually imported her from Germany, and she's paid for herself many times over. I got more zeros than I care to admit in her, but she's paid for herself the first litter, and she's had 3.
And she sits during Let's Grow Pulling with you?
Well, she's sitting in here taking me and you right now, but she went to Georgetown with me, was her first tractor pull, and I'd never taken one because Linda's always doing horse shows or dog events. But and if anybody needs a puppy, I've got some 6 months ones that need to go. I mean, that are available. And then my wife's actually on puppy watch as we speak.
Really?
One of the other breeding females is going to deliver either tonight or tomorrow, probably Halloween babies. But we have some pretty nice German Shepherds. I'm proud of them. And I'm not even an animal guy. I'm the generation to quit milking cows because, anyway. Yeah, that's Maze. She's a good girl.
Awesome. Hey, thanks for watching tonight. Join us every Monday night, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can also listen to us on iTunes and Spotify. Type in Let's Grow Pulling. On behalf of Larry Richway, Matt Hart, Mike Idle, Doug Forth, have a good night.
See you guys.
Good night, everybody.
See you guys.
See ya.